So this started with a photograph of a bunch of flowers, and I got completely taken away. So you got this pink of this peony, and then all these different greens, and this is quite a blue green, which is a colour I don't normally work with, and all these different shapes that were going on. So I thought, I'd quite like to have a go at that. So I then needed to think about blue-green. Okay, so I then had to experiment with putting various different greens and blues together, and then I started off by putting this blue-green over the whole canvas and spraying it with medium so that it was very, very thin and it ran down. So sometimes I work with the canvas when I cover up the white completely, because that gives me a colour to then work from and bounce off, rather than just the complete white canvas. So, and what also, the other thing that it does is it separates out, and you get all these different colourways. And then if you take my trusty oil bars, and then I literally look at the photograph and I'm thinking, okay, what are the shapes and the lines that I want? And by then taking the oil bar and going straight through this very, very wet, thin paint, you get various different effects going on. So these, for instance, are very thin, and you get to see the marks, and it begins to run. So you get all these different runs and this thin paint. So that's how I started with this one. And then because I then had the whole canvas with this pale blue-green, everything then begins to work and bounce off it. So that's how I started, and I'm not quite sure where this is going to go yet. I need it to weave in and out. The shapes need to recede and go on top of each other. And this pink, for instance, I had a pink oil bar here, this one, which I was using, and then I thought, how do I make that colour? So I then have to work out, how do I make that colour, and how does it work with everything else? So that's what's going on at the moment. I've no idea where this is going to go. The surprise is really important. I need to not know the outcome. If there's an expected outcome, it just doesn't work at all. So it has to be a surprise to me. And it may well be that this thin paint doesn't stay. It may disappear completely. I may decide, actually, when there's more and more stuff on top of it, it may all disappear. But it's a work in progress, and